Hi, welcome to Jaguar Journey, and I have 10 most common dream symbols that you might have. These are for people who have repeated dreams, and these are 10 of the most common. I have over 14 years experience since my spiritual awakening in understanding dream symbolism, dream interpretation, have led teams to interpret words from spirit and deliver those words. And I myself am a deconstructed, charismatic Christian, now spiritual. I love all things dreams and dream interpretation, as well as other tools to just access a better understanding of our future and the potential that's in our lives. So, with that, let's start. So, let's see. Do you have a dream of being chased regularly? Do you know how incredibly powerful and gifted uh, you are? Because that is the meaning behind people who have dreams where they're being chased. This means that commonly you have spiritual forces that are coming against you typically, or trying to get you to not step into your gifts and your future. This is kind of like being 10 times heavyweight champion in the spiritual realm and not even really knowing it. So, this is a really interesting dream to have regularly. But the good news is that, when you become aware that there is something holding you back or kind of getting you off path from your purpose, you can come back to it. So, the most important thing with all dreams is to just pray and to ask spirit to show you exactly what this dream means for you, because it's going to be different for every person. But really, being chased in a dream means that you have a very important destiny, really, really important. And that fear, usually it's mostly fear, is what's holding you back from that. Really, as you step into your purpose and you get that feeling and that knowing that you are stepping into your purpose, that's when these dreams can often stop happening. And if you step back into a place where you're not, in your purpose, then these dreams can come back up. So, really pay attention to timing as well. And I want to say with this too is that you can have many purposes and destinies. A lot of us don't have just one. And if you have chasing dreams, I'm here to say that you definitely have a purpose in your life and a call in your life to fulfill. And I myself was someone who regularly had chasing dreams. And when I started stepping out with courage and facing those fears and doing what I knew Spirit was calling me to do, I stopped having those dreams for a while. And when I kind of retreated back into fear and stopped doing those things, that was when those dreams came back up. So just remember, you're safe, you're protected to do what you've been called to do in your life by Spirit. So that's what those dreams mean. Now, do you have a dream of dogs barking at you or attacking you or chasing you? If you regularly have these kind of dreams, this means that you may have experienced in your life some serious betrayals, or that unfortunately some serious betrayals may come into your life in the future. It may be a warning dream. We do get dreams at times to warn us of things to come. But remember, you're stronger, more powerful to heal from any betrayal that may happen in your life. And you do have the discernment to know if someone is, two-faced or dishonest as well. This really is at times a warning dream, I do believe. You can pray for the truth to be revealed and know that there's always an escape from any kind of attack or any, attack on your character or any kind of deep betrayal. There is always a means to heal from that. So when you have these kind of dreams, notice who you're with and what you're doing. That can provide context. Are you with a friend or a family member when the dog's chasing or attacking? It could, those betrayals could come from family. Um, uh, or maybe it's an old friend who's a teacher, and, look at the role of the person that's with you as well, because, you might experience some kind of betrayal by teachers or gurus, so you have to, this is the language of metaphors and symbology. It's not, a lot of dreams are just not literal. And so, and I know this sounds really negative, but remember, spirit will give you the ability to transmute and alchemize any betrayals into blessings and abundance on your life. So I did want to say that if you are someone who's gone through deep betrayals, there is a transmutation that is definitely available to you to, bring in, the scales of balance are to bring in blessings after that and to see divine justice weighed out in your life, and even extraordinary favor. And I would say that all those things are possible for people that have these kind of dreams. So you may also experience at times in your life things that look like dumb luck, but this is really karma rebalancing from those betrayals. Okay. So that's dogs barking, attacking, or chasing. Now, zombie dreams. Oh my gosh. This is one of my favorite to talk about because if you have zombie dreams, congratulations. You are some of the most out of the box, creative, and innovative thinkers of our time. And you're just meant to do life differently. You cannot maintain the status quo of our current institutions like church, home and family, school, and work. You really came in to disrupt these current systems that are outdated and to do life very, very differently. So if you are someone who regularly has zombie dreams, these are some of the characteristics you may have. You are some of the most alive people on the planet because you see that we're just walking through our lives like zombies. And this is really, these kind of dreams are really an encouragement to share and to do what lights you up and all to release all your creative potential in this planet, and to share your gifts with the world because you came here to do things differently. You came here to do business differently. You came here to do life differently, family differently, all these things. And you really are meant to change the world on a level that impacts a lot of people and the actual systems and institutions in the world as well. And I hope that you do. I really hope that you do. I know that's pretty general, but you have to take what is happening in the context of the dream as well. You might have a zombie dream and it's all your coworkers and your boss. Well, you're meant to implement a new way, and all dreams begin. We're given all dreams to start with prayer. Okay. So pray, meditate over these dreams, and then you will get inspiration and intuitive nudges on what this means as well, specifically for your situation. So you are a revolutionary and the world really needs you. Some other characteristics, you might be on the spectrum. You may have ADHD, you may have dyslexia. And I'll tell you a really funny, quick story. But when I was pregnant with my youngest, I had zombie dreams for the first time in my life. And he's 10 now. And he told me he still has zombie dreams. And he's just the most creative, out of the box thinker. So I see that played out more and more. That the people who are having zombie dreams, they are really revolutionaries, and they will disrupt these systems and powers to be in the world because we're not meant to be in this stupefied zombie-like state in life. We're not meant to be the Walking Dead and live these purposeless lives. So if you have zombie dreams, you are the hero in this dystopian world that we're living in. And I just want to encourage you to disrupt to disrupt whatever systems you're in. Okay, now if you have baby or birth dreams, if you have these dreams, they usually are not literal, although sometimes they can be. But a lot of times I've noticed it means a new business or project or hobby, maybe a new leadership role that you're stepping into. It's something that's often long lasting, at least a year or more. It's contractual in nature. You think about having a child, that's a huge commitment, right? So it's something that requires a big commitment. And, when you have a child, it usually requires 18 years of at least of raising and nurturing. So it's a big deal when you have a baby dream. And I don't know exactly what that might be for you. You have to pray over it and ask Spirit to show you, get out your dream journal, write down what thoughts come to you. But if you also look at the age of the baby, then this could be indicative of like the strength or the health of this idea or this business or this opportunity. If you give birth to a 2-year-old, that's different than giving birth to an infant that can't move around or anything, right? So look at the age of the baby as well, and consider what your careers, hobbies, any current contracts on the table right now. Look at all of that. That may play into this dream and why you had this. Okay. So that's baby dreams, birth dreams. Mhm. Okay, so death dreams. So don't be afraid if you have death dreams. If you dream that you die or someone you know dies. I know they can be really sad or scary, but often death dreams are not literal. They are symbolic or metaphorical. So if you have a dream that you die or someone you know dies, what that signifies is that your relationship with them will undergo a transformation, and that person will become so hugely transformed that they will become almost unrecognizable. And I'm not talking about external changes necessarily, although that it can be reflective in their lives. I'm talking about something internal that's happening. And so, these are deep, internal, unwavering changes, right? You think about a death, it's final, right? There's no coming back from that death. Um, at least in this life. So yeah, that's something to consider. And so if I have those kind of dreams, what I do is I would pray over it, and even just pray. Say it's a friend or a family member that dies in the dream, and you're so sad. Pray that they undergo whatever transformation is needed in their lives, right, to fulfill their purpose and call in their life. So that's death dreams. Now, if you have dreams where you're in public and you have to go to the bathroom, you urinate or you poop, these dreams mean that you have something that just needs to be cleansed off of you. This is not, don't feel bad about it. We all, right? We all go to the bathroom. We all have things that need to be cleansed off us. This could be a negative mindset, could be an addiction or toxic habit that needs to be released, but it is something that needs to be released. And sometimes we're healed and we're cleansed in a way, from maybe we're working with a therapist, or we're friends with someone and we share something, and it's healing for us, right? We feel a bit freer. These are what the kind of dreams could indicate. So and freedom can sometimes be found in groups, and when you dream you're like really in a public place, you're going pee or something, there's just an element of finding like newfound freedom to be cleansed and healed, to um, you know, uh, and not to feel exposed or anything, right? This is something we all do. Usually in those dreams where you are going to the bathroom in public, it's not like people are, saying, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing?" or judging you. It's kind of like you're doing it in public, and it's like no one really cares, right? That's usually what I see in those kind of dreams. And in that case, it's definitely not something to judge yourself for. These are wonderful dreams to have, because it's like while you're sleeping, you're being set free or healed in some deeper way. So those are wonderful dreams to have. And we all need areas where we need release and healing and freedom, and some level of toxicity removed from ourselves as well. So, okay, with that, let's talk about public nudity dreams. So if you have dreams where you're in public and you're naked, it often reveals a vulnerability that you're going through with others. You could be with a group of people where you're not quite comfortable, and so you feel exposed. Or you could be in a group of people and you're all naked, right? And that just, that is a level of exposure and vulnerability that is freeing in a way, right? I don't think these dreams are necessarily bad. I think they're even often telling us to be a bit more vulnerable with people, and to show our true selves and our authentic selves and our personalities to people, and to know that we're safe to do that, right? Spirit's with us. You might be called in your life at that point to be maybe a little bit more vulnerable. Maybe you're in a leadership role, or maybe you're just supporting colleagues at work or something, right? Where you can let your guard down a bit and be more vulnerable. And it is okay and it's safe to express yourself. That's often, the sense that you want to get with these kind of dreams, right? Yeah. Okay, now if you have dreams that people are breaking into your home, this again, homes are a symbol of our lives. So remember that this is all symbolic. And it's really important to protect our hearts, our souls, our spirits that are housed in these bodies, right? That we have. So when you have a dream that someone's trying to break into your home or is in your home, this signifies that you don't quite understand how powerful, authoritative, and sovereign you are over your own life and spiritual and energetic boundaries. You may have people-pleasing tendency. You may just be a powerful spiritual leader and light worker who is undergoing a certain level of warfare, right? If you believe in that kind of stuff, you may be attracting some level of spiritual warfare warfare. And in dreams like this, you can actually strengthen yourself to the point that you can just tell whoever's trying to get in to leave, and they go, right? So some of these dreams happen so that you recognize just how powerful you are spiritually and energetically, because no one has the right to come into your home, right, into your energetic space and your spiritual space here. Okay, so that's what those dreams are about. And you can strengthen yourself through prayer, through meditation, and that sort of thing. So, okay. Now, if you have dreams that you're on a vehicle or getting on a plane or a train or a bike, these are often dreams about vocations or represent how we show up in the world, right? It could be a job, it could be a vocation, something like that, right? It could be something like, you're going to start helping an elderly parent, right? And so you're driving their car or something, right? Maybe you have something like that. But they also can represent jobs. So if it's something, let's start with a bike. This could be like a new hobby or side hustle, but it's a new way of movement, right? It's a new movement, a new path for you. If it's a brand new vehicle, you're stepping into a brand new red Mustang or something, right? Look at the kind of vehicle it is. If it's a Mustang, this is something that's going to go quickly, right? If it's a new car and it's a nicer car than what you're currently driving, that can often be a new job with more authority, right, and more power in the workplace, or a new business or something that gives you a lot more leadership. And also this does translate to our real lives too. So if you notice, you hey, maybe you got that brand new car when you got a new job, or you got a brand new car right before a new job that with more pay and more authority with it. Those things, our lives are symbolic as well. So not just dreams, but so look at those kind of things. Um, Let's see. And so if you are getting on a plane or a train, these can represent times of huge transitions and changes in your life. Trains are more unusual to see. I just think, mainly because culturally we don't really ride on trains. So I think you're more likely to be getting on a plane. If you have a dream that you're getting on a plane, this is a time of a huge transition and change in your life, right? A plane is a big deal. You're traveling thousands above the ground and going to some place completely different. So, and you're going quickly, right? So this is already set in motion for you. You don't even have to pray about it. And a lot of times these changes could be not even be external; they could be internal. But typically, even if you haven't seen any big changes yet, don't worry, they are coming. So, like everything, spiritually, it often starts at an internal level, and then you see it externally. So, okay, and that's all I have for you. I hope that this was helpful to you, and there will be more videos to come on all sorts of spiritual topics. Okay, bye.